Dear respected President of ICSI and all the Central Council members, at the outset, well, we all company secretaries hold you in our high esteem, and the mother body also will respect mother body from our heart. And we are all proud to be company secretaries. And we know that CS Institute has produced 70,000, more than 70,000 qualified company secretaries since 1968 and very high quality professionals. But there is some urgent matter which is requiring your attention right now, and it is pinching the students. Students are heartbroken, disappointed, and lots of things are going on the social media right now. So it is a humble request to all of you to please clarify a few things and bring in transparency over here. And as you can see, I am going to share something about December 2022 exams, for which the results were announced on 25th Feb 2023. And there are some surprising factors, there are some surprising things. I'm going to talk about paper by paper. There is security law paper, then I'll talk about EBCL, then company law, and then JIGL. And there are some very surprising facts which are coming up over here, and we need clarification from the institute, we need some transparency from the institute. Student community is actually kind of shaken at the moment. I'll say so. SLCM paper over there, and the checked answer sheet, the PDF file as provided by the ICSI in the RTI inquiry. In the RTI inquiry shows that the first person who is checking the paper, the first qualified company secretary who is checking the paper, gives 70 marks in the answer sheet. And when the second checker has checked the same paper, the original marks are cut, and the student is given 51 marks. And then all of a sudden, one thing add on which is visible, that marks adjusted due to the moderation or uniformity in the name of rationalization. 2 marks are added and the student is given 53 marks. So there is a direct downfall of, I'll say, 19 marks from one paper checker to the other paper checker, and then you can say downfall of 17 marks. How can there be a difference between the checking standard of the two paper checkers so much that one paper checker is giving 17 marks, 70 marks, the other one is giving 51 marks? And this is repeated once again. Another student, a second student, December 2022 exam, gets 74 marks from the first paper checker, and the second paper checker gives 44 marks only. And then modernization, there is an add-on of plus 2 marks, and then the student is given 46 marks in the end. So there is a difference of 30 marks over here, 19 marks over here. Another student, who scored 63 marks initially, and the first paper checker gave 63 marks, second paper checker gave 38 marks, and then once again in the name of moderation 2 marks are added. But there is a difference, clear difference over here of kind of, I'll say, 15 marks over here, or shall I say more, 25 marks. So I'll say, how come there is a difference so much between the checking standards of the paper checker 1 and paper checker 2? That needs some clarity for the students. And when the students who receive these kind of answer sheets at their home in their email, what happens? What is the reaction of the student? Heartbreak, mental shock, mental trauma, and disappointment and demotivation, giving up the CS course. He is thinking like that on the extreme, that I should give up the CS course, and he doesn't know what to do the next time. And if the same thing gets repeated the next time, so what to do in that case? The whole family is in the stress. So it's not just the student, it is whole family in the stress, and the career stress is there, frustration is there. So we can imagine that. I request the council members, put yourself in the shoes of that student with whom these things have happened. Put yourself over here, and how should the student react in this case, and what kind of preparation do we expect from him for the next upcoming June 2023 exams? What kind of consolation words we should offer to him, and how will the student gain the confidence for the next examinations? How at all the student is going to gain the confidence that this thing will not happen to him again, or him or her? I don't even know the name of the student over there, but how the things are not, are going to happen in his favor next time in June exams, and why this will not be repeated, why this will not be repeated again, huh? So I personally, I'll say, I empathize with such students over there. And I can feel the pain myself that, well, see, also, we also gave the exams when we were students. Everybody gave those exams, and those were the days when the RTI was not there. I don't know what used to be happening, well, inside, but, well, in 2022, December 2022 exams, well, it's happening with so many, so many surprise elements are coming. And then I'll say in the EBCL paper, there is another kind of different set of surprise element, that a student who scored 39 marks, first paper checker gives 39 marks, second paper checker doesn't change anything and is not even visible on the answer sheet whether the second paper checker is there. I believe that must be there, but there is no change. All of a sudden, in moderation, 11 marks are added. So if the first paper checker is giving 39 marks, why the in moderation 11 marks are added? Well, what was so beautiful about that answer sheet, well, which the second paper checker couldn't trace, couldn't see, but in moderation 11 marks were added and 39 became 50. So a student who was otherwise, who had otherwise failed, is now given 50 marks, and probably it's a good news maybe for that student that he has passed because of these 50 marks, and he has cleared the group, or she has cleared the group, whomsoever it is. And then I'll say, in another well, surprise incident, in the paper of EBCL only, a student, the first paper checker gave him 23 marks, the second paper checker gave 50 marks, and there is a jump of 27 marks. How can there be such a big difference between the marks awarding by first paper checker and the second paper checker? And then I'll say, 1 mark is added in moderation also. Why can't it be made straight away 23 to 51? And why that 1 mark means, and why here 11 marks and why 1 mark? So what is the means, what is the rule behind this? What is the rule behind this? That is very confusing. That first paper checker gives 39, second paper checker doesn't make any change, and then 11 marks are given in the moderation. And in the same attempt, same December 2022 attempt, well, the second answer sheet is checked like this, that first paper checker is giving 23 marks, second paper checker is giving 50 marks in the same answer sheet, and, well, and 1 mark awarded for moderation. Why not 11 marks here also? Give 11 marks here also and let it be, well, 61. Why not? Means, if here it can be 11, then why not here? And if here 27 marks can be added, then why not here 27 marks? Means, why not the same magic happens in the second answer sheet also? And, first thing first, how can there be a difference between so much? How much means this much difference in the marks between the two paper checkers who are both qualified company secretaries? So, well, and why there is a difference in the moderation? Then there is another student who already scored 71 marks awarded by the first paper checker. Second paper checker doesn't make any change. Well, third paper, well, and then in moderation nothing has changed, and it remains 71. We could have given plus 11 to this student also. If the student scoring 39 gets plus 11, then the student scoring 71 could have also got plus 11 in that case, and maybe it would have been plus 11, then 82 marks. Why not? Means, what is the rule? Why we say uniformity? In the name of uniformity, in the name of rationalization, in the name of, well, moderation, well, what kind of rule, well, is being followed that is not visible? Means, every different student is given different treatment. Well, all three students are given different treatment, and now this is another student who got 24 initially, and then the second checker gave, well, 53 marks, and there is a jump of, I'll say, 29 marks are added by second paper checker. Here it was plus 27, now it is plus 29, and then one more mark, and then 54. Means, what is the rule? What is the rule behind doing all this? Means, why it is being done in case of two students, why it is not being done in this case also? Means, it could have been done here also, plus 20 and then plus 1 and make it 60. That was possible. Means, but why not? And in the company law paper, it looks little uniformity over here. Whatever marks are awarded by, whatever I have seen so far, I have received from the different students who are not even my students. Well, some of them are maybe my students, some of them may not be my students. Well, whatever is awarded by the first paper checker is kept same by the second paper checker. And then in the name of uniformity, well, or moderation, three students are given plus 4, plus 4, plus 4. One is given only plus 1. Why not plus 4? Why not plus 4? Means, that is something I don't understand. And yes, there is a magic happening here, that somebody who got 37 got plus 4, and it became 41, probably passed the group. Or I don't know whether. pass the group or not. I don't even know that who he is or she is, or whether the group was passed or not. But the same plus 4 could have been awarded here. Means, why the difference? Give equal moderation. I think moderation should be same pan India for the same subject in the same attempt. Well, and then I'll say JIGL, one student is getting 49 marks from the first paper checker, and then I'll say second paper checker has not given any marks at, well, not changed anything in that, well, no changes made. In moderation, 14 marks are given over here, then some student is given +4, some student is given -2. So, well, and when somebody is given +4, a big fall is here from 70 to, well, 23 minus 47 marks. Minus 47 marks. So first paper checker, well, giving 70 marks to a student, as if the answer sheet is very beautiful, answers are written very beautifully. And how can the second paper checker give 23 marks only? Well, one third of what is given by the first paper checker. Big, well, drastic fall from the first paper checker. Why? Means, and why then +4? Why then +4? And 23 plus 24 is equal to 27? How is that going to make any sense to the student? So that is what we are saying is the heartbreak. That is what we are saying is the disappointment for the student, for the family, for the kind of frustration, the mental shock, whatever you call, well, kind of trauma the student is going through right now. One cannot even imagine. Means, we probably we can imagine, but we can't really feel it exactly. Well, when the student looks at his answer sheet like this, well, what is going to happen to the student or to his family, and what kind of words will console his family and the student? Nobody in the world can console them right now. And I'll say, well, 61 marks in JIGL, and then somebody is given -2 and make it 59. Means, there are, well, there is a student given +14, there is a student given +4, and one student is given -2. Well, why? Means, what is the logic behind this? And we have to, will know the rules, I think. Means, I am not aware of the rules. I have never known about the rules. Well, I started my CS in 1996, and till now, well, I am not aware of what rules ICSI is following in the examinations. Well, and this JIGL, and I'll say, well, initially 50 marks, second paper checker not doing anything, and then 4 marks are awarded. So different rules for different students. Well, this student is given +14, 49 plus 14, and you make it 63. This student is given 50 already, then +4 only, then 54. Why not +14 here? Why not +14 here? If this student can be given +14, this student can also be given +14. So that will bring them at par. So somebody scored 49 here, somebody scored 50. So they were already at par somewhere near to each other. So why not the same treatment with both of them in the moderation? The things are very highly confusing, very highly confusing. And probably we need some kind of reforms inside the checking system of the institute. Maybe that is required. So what we are requesting to you is, kindly share with your students. The students, lakhs of students are your students. Those lakhs and lakhs of students are your students only. And what are the rules of checking of answer sheet? Well, by the first paper checker, by the second paper checker, whether the rules are different for both of them, whether the instructions are which are given to both of them, are they are different, or whether any instructions are given or not given. Well, and if the instructions are given, what kind of instructions are given, and whether those instructions are different for both the paper checkers. What are the rules of the rationalization, modernization? Somebody is being given +4, somebody is given +14, somebody is being given -2. Somebody who scored, well, 61 is being penalized for scoring 61, and somebody who scored, well, I'll say 49 is given +14 and 63. So 49 to 63, and he is given exemption, more than 60 exemption. And somebody who already got exemption, his exemption is already snatched away. His exemption is snatched away for what reason? Why +14 and why -2? Means, what is, why the difference between these two? Why the difference between treating these two students is there, when the second paper checker has not even changed any marks? Why the difference in the moderation only? The moderation process should be, I'll say, at par with all the students, and why not here? Then also, so what are the rules of moderation? And the transparency is the key factor. That is where everybody is shaken. I am also shaken. I am also shocked or shaken by what is something what I'm watching over here. Means we believe there has to be a standard procedure in the moderation. There has to be standard procedure in the uniformity, well, which is not visible over here right now. These are some samples, and I'll say probably more samples of the answer sheets will bring in more kind of confusion only, not the clarity. And so that is one request. Please take the prompt action that is needed. That is the need of the hour right now. And more the delay, more the, well, I'll say, confusion amongst the whole student community of ICSI. Thank you so much. Well, and we are just wondering, well, that well, when ICSI is going to bring the clarity on the matter. So that is one humble request. Please do it as soon as possible. Thank you so much.